Well, hey there, family, and welcome to our first episode of Our Family Tithes, an Old Gods of Appalachia story here on the Rolling Nomads. It's a system based on the Cypher system, which a lot of us have not played before, so please be kind. And this story is going to be about our lovely Connor family. So let's start off with meeting the wayward Connors. Ramos.
Hello everyone, my name is Gilbert Ramos, aka @Ramos the Nomad, everywhere on the socials. I am the CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and tonight I have the pleasure of being one David Miller. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Certainly is a pleasure. Now, the lovely Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias, including on Twitch where I stream. Tonight, or time zones, I will be playing one Beverly Brand.
Beautiful. Rachel.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I am the production coordinator here on the Rolling Nomads, and tonight I am going to be playing Mildred Millie Connor.
See it. Now, let's wander on back home to the two Connors who stayed. Avery, my lovely partner.
Hello, hi there everybody, it's me Avery at Avery DuBois on all of the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality. I'm a partnerships manager right here at the Rolling Nomads, so if you would like to do any work with us, collaborate with us, whatever, I'm the guy you'd like to talk to. And this time zone, I'll be playing the eldest of the Connors, Holden.
And with the eldest being introduced, Rissa, the youngest Connor.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, time zone, wherever you're at. You can find me all over the internet as the Risa Wraith. And tonight I will be playing Natty Connor.
Old Gods of Appalachia, the TTRPG, is based on the Old Gods of Appalachia podcast made by Steve Shell and Cam Collins. If you haven't checked it out, I'd highly recommend it. I love it. But it is a horror anthology podcast. Got a lot of dark themes, so make sure you're taking care of yourselves. We've already gone over all our consents, so just make sure you check in with yourselves to make sure you're okay. I'm gonna try and make sure that all of our descriptions of things that happen in the episodes are listed. But with that, let's head over to Williams Prospect, where the Connors family lives. Or at least the Connors family home. At least what remains of the Connors family in that home. Because as everybody knows, there's something wrong with the Connors. The Connor family themselves, well, they've been the talk of the town since Belinda Connor moved to town when she was probably a child. I mean, there's rumors, speculation. A bunch of people say she's an old witch, hag in the woods. But, you know, people have been saying rumors about all of you. Something that got passed down from her children to you. Several of you have left Williams Prospect. And Williams Prospect itself, let's take a look at this town. Now, in Appalachia, where these mines take and take and take, sometimes it runs out of things to take, and that's what happens to places like what the locals call the Prospect. Business didn't pan out. Railroad didn't make it all the way through. Unfortunately. Or maybe fortunately, depending on who you're asking. You have the general store, you have the church, schoolhouse, the Connor Motel, commonly known as the sheriff's office. Seeing as how towns out in these mountains get real rowdy. That's just something that happens out here. And since we are in the 1930s, 1932 to be specific, people are going through a rough time. The Great Depression has hit Appalachia the hardest. But this is a community of strong people, diverse people. No matter what the stereotypes say, these are survivors and they damn well know it. Unfortunately, not everyone makes it out alive. And some people make it to the ripe old age of maybe 64. Maybe. It's hard to tell as we're listening in the corner of the Connors family kitchen over on Lindy Creek, so named for Belinda Connor, the matriarch of the Connor family, as he's trying to decipher what he's going to write in the news. But y'all don't really pay attention to that because you're sitting around your grandma's table. Now you've all sat down here your entire lives. You've lived with Grandma Lindy for most of your lives. And what do we see as we take a look at the chair directly to the right of the empty seat? Holden.
Holden Connor's a hardened man, a veteran of the First Great War. Of course, it's the only Great War right now. Came back a changed man, but he's always been something of a strange child. Wandering out in the woods, surveying for the newly found Bureau of Land Management. He's gone from home, long stretches at a time, living hard and living off the land. Holden's about 6 feet 6 inches tall and about 314 pounds of scarred, strange muscle. The kind of strength you only get from pulling through the worst of it. He sits there with a mop of black hair that has been shaved and around the sides and the back, often pushed back with some kind of oil or slick. But not today. It was an early morning and there wasn't no work to do, so what point is there in wasting what little product we have left? Holden wears a fleece-lined jacket and a flannel shirt beneath, t-shirt beneath that. And what that covers up, the Lord only knows. He sits there with, dare I say, an ancient hawthorn pipe in his hand. Smoke trails from it like the breath of mist off the morning mountains when the sun gets real high and it's rained the evening before. But his eyes are nothing like the sun. No. They're the cold, dead eyes of a man who's seen too much and wished he'd seen less. And his mouth stays firmly knit shut beneath the bushy black mustache and a clean-shaven chin, because the things he's seen he don't ever want to tell.
To the left of this empty chair, Nethera. We're correct? You've taken a seat here. You and Holden stayed. Now what do we see as we look at Natty?
Natty, or Nethera, sits at the table, a hand-rolled cigarette in her mouth. In her hands, she's shuffling cards. Her knees bouncing beneath the table. She's trying to keep herself calm. She knows what's coming today. She's still reeling from the loss. She doesn't know how to handle the current situation. And given who's coming home, she knows even less how to handle that. She's got a mane of curly brown-black hair. Face kind of lightly painted. There's a nervous energy almost always with Natty. Like she's constantly in a state of restraint and refrain, but it's only barely restrained. Now, most say that she's got brown eyes, but they're not quite that. They're something darker and deeper. They look almost black, and only in the right light can you see the brown streaks through them. Some might call her pretty, but she's not concerned with those sort of things. She's wearing a simple black dress and a shawl. The shawl itself, the only signs of color perhaps that she has in her wardrobe whatsoever. There wasn't much to do today, and she needs to do things with her hands, or else that stillness becomes too much. As she sits there shuffling her cards, dealing them out, looking at them like she's reading something in them, in the numbers, in the suits. Frustrated noise. Sounds almost like, listen. She pulls the cards back, reshuffles them. She's tiny, she's kind of petite, around 5'5", 5'6". Click of her heel is going in time with her bouncing knee. Her eyes shifting around, making sure everything's in order for those who are going to come to visit.
Now, there are people in the house. Didn't take long for the news to spread after you and Holden found Lindy out in Harry's pasture. Harry being her beloved mule, someone who's been around since all of you were kids. He never seems to do much. He met you at the yard. That's how you knew something was wrong. He's also the one that greeted you, David. Who? Sitting next to Holden. What do we see?
David Miller is about 5'11". You might say his build is not strong, but seems to carry a remembrance of strength back when he used to work a bit harder, when he was out working with his hands. Currently wearing a mauve shirt, black tie, and a black vest. He's trimmed his mustache and his beard for the occasion. Hair is cut short, as is the style of the day. Looks a bit, morose would be an understatement, given the circumstances. He's got brown eyes and skin that's touched by the sun a bit more than he would like, if he's being honest. Being outside still more so. Dreams of one day having, the bigger offices. But he carries himself, some might say, as a southern gentleman. And that does him just fine, but there's a piece of him that would like to get rid of the southern part of that description.
I think you'd be coming home. You haven't been home in so long. None of you have, really. And next to Natty, Millie, what do we see?
Millie is a rather petite woman, very lanky, very bookish, one might say. She's got spectacles on, tethered to her by a little bit of a chain, wearing a white blouse with a long black skirt that reaches down to her ankles with matching suspenders. Freckled cheeks, very pale, blue-green eyes, shifting between the journal in front of her and Natty next to her, and then to the rest of her family. Very anxious look. This is not what she expected to come home to, and she's still reeling from a lot of what's going on.
It was very unexpected, especially with the way you arrived. But we'll get to that. And let's go to the cause of this unexpected arrival. Beverly, as you sit at the seat on the opposite side of the empty chair, what do we see?
Beverly Brant is a beautiful woman. She is petite. Her skin is well maintained, her hair in a curly bob, as is the fashion of the day. Her face is painted lightly, what she would call lightly anyway. And she's smoking a cigarette, not making eye contact with anybody, just looking up towards the corner of the ceiling, trying to avoid everybody's gaze.
And there are a bunch of gazes. As I said, it didn't take long for news to travel, and, well, your grandmother, there could be a lot that's been said about Belinda Connor. But not that she was fond of visitors. So it's a little odd having so many people in the house, but this is the custom. You have to do a wake. And as these people bustle around the house, Reverend Fortescue Abner, you just call him Abe, comes up to you. Beverly. Sorry, Ramona. Beverly. I don't know how these things work, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. It's good to see you, though. I mean, not given the circumstances, but
No, I wish there were better circumstances, but you can call me Beverly.
Beverly. Then, man, it's good to see you, kids.
Kind of glance over at everyone else at the table. It's good to see you, Reverend.
I got everything cleared up with the dog, so if you wanted your time with her, now would be it.
Rather than a glance, I'll just turn my head and look at the table, everyone at the table, and do one last puff of a cigarette and say, well, I guess I'll be first then.
Now, there's things you're supposed to do when someone passes, especially with the way that Belinda raised you. Who wants to roll me our first roll of this game? I need a difficulty 5 intellect check. Unless you guys want to go around and use that knowledge to see if we can get it down a little bit.
If I can help in any way. Yeah, I think there's probably things that Natty did before they got here, as far as like covering mirrors and, making sure the body is as it should be, coins where they belong underneath the bed. Yes, I think that primarily she took care of those things of the house.
Anybody else have any contributions?
I think the first thing that Holden did when he carried her body into the house was cover all the mirrors. That was first. Then he would have asked Natty to redo the corners. Make sure everything's as it needs being. And then he would have called up the farrier from the prospect, had him come reshoe old Harry. He would have taken 2 of the horseshoes, hanging one above the door and one above the door to Belinda's room, where the body rested. He keeps eyeing the broomstick that's in the corner of the kitchen that he placed there because he needs everybody to get the hell out before he sweeps the floor. And it's nagging him. So he just sits there almost, if looks could kill, trying to murder a broom with his eyesight, smoking his pipe.
Difficulty 2.
Remind me how this roll will work.
Oh, in the cipher system, everything's at a difficulty level. So think of it as 3 times the difficulty level. So you need a 6 or higher
Okay.
on your d20.
And that is an 8.
Wonderful. The house has that nervous energy in it as people bustle about, especially Tilly Mae Rollins, Matilda, but no one calls her Matilda unless they don't know her. And if you don't know her, why are you talking to her? So she's making sure that people are being fed all the food they've brought you. She's just bustling around making sure that everything's as calm as it can be. Beverly, you haven't come to visit. It's been like a year since the last time you got called up to Pennsylvania.
Yes.
How is Beverly feeling as she sees her grandmother laying on her bed?
Beverly, is usually a very nonchalant kind of individual. She likes to think of herself as above it all. However, in this moment, she feels very grounded. Her shoulders slump. She was picking at her cuticles before, but now it's real bad. Not good for her nail beds. And she remembers the last chore she did for Grandma. Sleep in the house, clean the mirrors, check in the corners. And then she left.
You did indeed. You left the Prospect and made it all the way out to Louisville. You've been putting on performance after performance. People know who you are. They know your name. You're getting everything you wanted. And you think about that, the chores. Sweeping, the being stuck in this fucking backwoods town that's never gonna get its own theater. And as you look at your grandmother, her hair turning gray around the edges and her eyes closed. You remember those special days. Now, Belinda Connor did not leave her property. That was a well-known fact. But there were certain days where she would let you kids know that you were heading to town. Sometimes when she meant heading to town, you were heading somewhere far away. But for you, Beverly, you'd been seeing advertisements at the general store about a show that you wanted to see so bad. And so your grandmother looked at you with those hazel eyes saying, if you could come up with the money, she'd take you.
And what did I do? I cleaned for anybody who would let me.
Take a look at that moment. Your grandmother's beat up old farm truck. Well, wasn't beat up back then. It was sky blue and beautiful. She parked it outside the theater. Now, are you sure this is what you want to do? It's a lot of money, sweetheart.
Absolutely, Grandma. I've been so excited for this.
It's gonna take up most of the time, you know that, right? And we gotta
I
get
know.
back.
I know. I'll leave promptly.
Well, I'm gonna go get the rest of your cousins and I'll come pick you up soon, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, Grandma. And I give her
You
a kiss on
don't-
the cheek.
She kind of leans in and gives you a slight hug. Okay, sweetheart, you don't leave. You don't leave the theater. You are going to be here when I come to get you, all right?
Of course.
Go on, get.
Practically vibrating with excitement, Beverly hops out of the truck and skips, so excited, into the theater with her money.
Give you a ticket. You even get that 10 cents worth of candy, which is an exorbitant amount. And you see them. See people playing across the screen, living these lives that you only dreamed of. That's what you want to do. You're going to be there up on that screen.
All I ever wanted.
And when the picture ends, do you listen to your grandmother?
I think Beverly would go to the lobby and look at any of the art on the wall or just flipping through the pamphlets, just wishing to relive the moment.
So you're standing there flipping through everything. You would have had someone come up to you. Are you lost, sweetheart? It's this woman. She's got slicked back hair. Looks like she just walked off that screen.
I think.
You've been standing there for a long time. Where's your mama?
Now Ramona would turn around and almost be surprised, ready to just answer promptly and end the conversation. But seeing how gorgeous this woman is, just her eyes would go wide. Say, do you star in the pictures too?
That's mighty sweet of you. No. I work for the theater. Just one of the ladies noticed that you've been standing there a long time. Want to make sure you're all right.
Oh, I'm fine. My grandma will be here, and I checked the time. Anytime now, any minute.
Oh, okay. Well, if you need anything, just give me a holler, all right?
Thank you, miss.
Yeah, of course. And she stops. And your grandma comes storming through the door. Ramona, we gotta go. Come on. Get in the car. Let's go. Get in the truck.
Okay. Thank you, miss. And as we leave, I kind of look back over my shoulder.
This woman is stock straight, staring at your grandmother.
Chill runs up my spine, and I turn my head back.
As she starts walking to the car, where you can see all of your cousins are piled in the back and in the cab. What'd she say to you? Are you alright? Did she touch you?
I'm fine. No, she just asked if I was okay. Waiting.
All
I
right.
said I was fine.
And you are. You are. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
It was
Okay.
great, Grandma. Thank you so much.
Of course, we are. We'll find somewhere else, alright? We'll find somewhere else.
What do you mean somewhere else?
Oh, don't you worry about it. Now let's go. We're gonna be late.
Okay, yeah.
When you thought about that picture show over and over again, and now you are that person. You don't run the theater, you run the whole goddamn production. Because you are the star.
I think in this moment, staring at Grandma's body, reliving this memory, now Beverly would smile and, dare I say, chuckle under her breath, thinking about how it's all because of Grandma. She let her go see the shows, let her get inspired, let her aspire.
Your dream of being something else. But don't you dare forget where you came from. You keep that chin high and you don't let anybody tell you what to do.
Absolutely.
while this is going on. David, there's someone sitting across from you. When you showed up, you introduced yourself to Natty.
Yes, I did. Pleasure to
David,
meet you,
feeling
man.
right now?
Oh, a bit confused, if I'm being honest. Now I remember Natty a bit. She was around sometimes, but everyone's treating her like she's lived here her whole life. It's a little strange. It's like they expect me to call her my sister or something. I don't really get it. But she seemed real close to Grandma, so she can't be all bad. And she's clearly wanted here, and this is the custom. Have everybody over, even if she was just around a little bit, so I'm treating her with...
Feel that she's sitting in the chair that you sit in.
I think there's a small piece of David that hurts a little bit, but he keeps reminding himself that's not his chair anymore. This isn't... None of this is his. And he should be okay with that.
He comes to sit down. It's your turn.
I would glance over at Holden just real quick before I get up.
Go on, get Daxton.
Thanks, Holden. He would go.
You the same thing. Your grandmother lying on her bed. You don't know what half the things that they've put up in here mean. But it's important. It was important to Granny. And you, out of everyone, have been gone the longest.
Hey, Grandma. Sorry I didn't come around sooner. They did real well, though. You look lovely.
She does. Cleaned her up well. She's in a dress, though, that definitely wasn't her style. It's something she kept in the closet.
It's definitely
And
not
as-
her choice.
Dying wasn't her choice. She always told all of you she was going to live forever. So don't you mind.
There's a big piece of David that he got here last, unfortunately, but wanted to make sure all the paperwork and everything got cleared with the company. But because he got here last, he didn't get a whole lot of details from Holden or from this Natty person.
Thing for you, David. As we look back on how you got here, you were over in Witherton. You were supposed to be heading towards Paradise, helping out with some of the things that your employer, Barrow and Locke, been working on, making some inroads with some trading. But your boss, Ulysses Locke, got a call talking about a potential opportunity. So as you're working on stuff, he had slammed that receiver down. I have some fantastic news, David. I need you to leave, like, immediately.
Where am I headed, sir?
I need you to go to Williams Prospect. There's some property out there that I'm hoping, now that everything's been cleared up with one of our problems, we can get that old bitch's land. She's been a
Wait.
holdout.
Williams Prospect.
Yeah.
Well, that's good news. Whereabouts?
Over on, what do they call it? It's past Red Rock Road. Some sort of creek. I don't know.
I think David's heart kind of sinks. He's jumping to conclusions, surely. Is that right?
So I need you to get all the paperwork together. Sooner we can get out there, get an offer going, the better.
Absolutely. I'll get things squared away, and what problem did we get cleared away?
Belinda Connor. She passed. So her
See.
property's up for grabs. Apparently she was the only holdout.
I see.
Then we could take and maybe get a new mine going up there.
That certainly would be good.
Why aren't you happier? Look, you're gonna be closing your first big deal. I can sense a promotion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go get my things and get prepared. I'll leave tonight.
No, I'll get your tickets. Just pick them up at the train station.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Locke.
Mr. Miller. I'm gonna call the home office. No, go. You got things to get taken care of before you have to leave.
You would leave in a sort of fog. I don't think he even really knows that he's on his way home till he's on the train.
Showed up. People were already here. And as you're standing there, looking at your grandmother, not that old holdout bitch, that was your grandmother. What comes to mind?
He didn't tell them. He didn't tell Mr. Locke. So this is probably the first thing that he's kept from the company, aside from all his background. This is the first time he's lied, even of a lie of omission. But he would look at his grandma and tell her, "I'm supposed to do a job. I'm supposed to." It would take care of Holden and get some good money from it, and it might be even have stuff left over to help Beverly kickstart everything, get things a little more solidified. But as he's justifying what he will likely have to do, he remembers his first job and the first proposal he made to Grandma. He was very young, and he had overheard Holden having an argument with her about the kids and what they're not doing. And he felt like a drain, and he felt like he should be doing more. The little things that he could pick up from Holden when he was his age, that time, he was working, putting food on the table, and all of that. So David Daxton had told Grandma that he wanted to go work, and that he wanted to go do the work that everybody does. He wanted to go to the mines.
Why do you want to do a damn fool thing like that?
I just want to help, is all. Everybody else is going. I feel like I'm not special enough or anything like that. I don't need to be just
Why do
hanging
you
out
think
or-
you need to be special?
Well, it's not that I just want to...
There ain't nothing special about those mines, Daxton.
No, I know that. I want to help. And there's not much else work. I mean, I looked at... There's a couple boys down there in town that do shoe shining and, deliver newspapers, but there's not nearly enough money in that. The mines pay well. It's good work. It's honest work.
11 years old.
And Holden
And I
was
kn-
younger than I was before he started.
If I tell you no, you go sneak off anyway? Don't you lie to me, boy.
Yes, ma'am. I know you don't like the mines, but there's not much else I can do. I mean, I'd have to... Someone would have to take me into town to deliver papers. And that's just gas. That's just more time out of y'all's day, and I can't ask that. You
Have
guys.
exactly what we need to get by.
But
And I know you aren't.
we
gonna
got that
stay
old
here.
wheelbarrow that needs replacing. We got tools that got rust on them that we can't afford to fix, and they need replacing. And I got eyes, Grandma.
You get any sense that something is wrong, it's over.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Get something outside them. I want you going in those damn caves.
Yes, ma'am.
Did Holden put you up to this?
No, ma'am.
I will talk to Leroy. Go wash up for supper.
Thank you, Grandma. Give her a hug. And do as she told.
She holds you a little tighter before letting you go. Can hear her whispering under her breath about coal and corporations and the fucking dark. But she did. She had Leroy take you down to one of the lesser known subsidiaries. You got a job working on the machines. Got to see how it all got put together. You went from that to teaching people. You were so charismatic that they started sending you out to other places. Now you were a bit older. By the time you were 19, you traded in your work clothes for a suit. And you were convincing people to let you go onto their land, or hell, get rid of their land, and you would take care of it. Bearwin Locke had the best interests of these people in mind. They take care of their people.
And they got a fair exchange out of it, too.
Certainly exchange something.
I think David, seeing the rise and where things started, cast his mind back one more time just to kind of remember that he did his first purchase. He saved his money, and for $5 he bought a new wheelbarrow for Holden. That was his first big purchase.
Fair, the wheelbarrow definitely did need replaced. It's been overworked.
Can only replace tires so many times.
Point is you replace the whole wheelbarrow. You got the bucket, the handles, the wheel. Until you make something new. Heading back into the kitchen. We've all had a minute. Air's still bustling. No one's leaving yet. That broom stays firmly in the corner. You think you actually see it move a little bit, but stays in place. As you take a seat, David. Millie.
Millie is looking down at the pages of a book open up in front of her. There's loose sheets of parchment with scribbles on it that she had been adding to with her own pencil before realizing that David had come back. And she's gonna look to the others, linger on Natty before slowly closing the book, standing, pulling the book to her chest and shuffling off to go see her.
Your job requires a lot of you. You don't get to leave Lexington very often. It's taken a lot of time and effort and learning to become the researcher you are. There's not really any books in this house. Because the books went with you. There's your grandmother. She's lying there.
I think Millie's gonna stand there in the doorway for 30 seconds, a minute. Feels like an eternity to her. Realizing just how long she's been gone, realizing everything she had left behind to pursue higher education, to pursue her imagination, to pursue her dreams. And I think in that moment, she's realizing just how much, even with the lack of reading, even with the lack of what she needed for herself here, how much she missed being here. And as she approaches Grandma laying there, I don't think she'd cried yet. I don't think she didn't know this is what she was coming home to. She didn't know any of this was about to happen. And I think the wall, the barrier has finally broken. And she collapses there at the side of the bed and starts to weep. I'm sorry I wasn't here for you, Grandma. I'm sorry. I should have been here. I should have been here for you.
Thing, isn't it? You didn't know. Beverly tours a lot. She does live performances because there's so much more energy. But when she does have a chance, she comes to stay with you. She's been staying with you a lot in the recent years when she passes through. You got your nice boarding house. You haven't really moved. The rent's good. Your landlady doesn't ask a lot of questions. So it was a little strange when Beverly woke you up, that it was time to go home. Got all dressed up in black. You didn't even have much time to pack. She was ready to go.
Yeah, I think Millie would have just been thinking about what she's been wanting to do and kind of just saw this as an opportunity to kill two birds, one stone, go visit the family, see some stuff, and also gain some more research data, figure out more of what she needed to do to make her book.
That's the thing. There was Belinda Connor. You found the name Garrett. Didn't mean much to you. But that was it. No records. Nothing. So you're gonna have to go home anyway. Maybe take a look at the family Bible. If Granny even had one, she wasn't one for church. She sent you all to socialize, as she said. So when you showed up, it was with the doctor and the reverend and your neighbors. Letting you and Beverly know that Grandma Lindy had passed. So no, you weren't here. But you don't really know about here. Don't really know about anything that your family's done. David took off and then... Well, Beverly, you know all about what Beverly's been doing. It's everywhere. But Natty? Your cousin? Your sister?
I
You used to be
remember.
thick as thieves.
I remember when I met her. I remember when I found her. I remember when I brought her to Grandma.
Anything else you remember?
The book that she's clutching to her chest. It's old. It's weathered leather on the binding. Even with all the pages that she added freshly to it were against the yellowing of the other pages. And it's a storybook, first and foremost. One that she's had a fond memory of as she looks from the book held to her chest. And then to Grandma, still tears in her eyes. She remembers that this woman was the reason that her imagination sparked. Even if she was skeptical, always going out on adventures trying to see if any of the stories that Grandma was telling her was correct, was truth, any evidence to the reality of things. But she always cherished that book. She wanted the things to be real, even the scary things, because that made life a little less boring, a little more interesting.
That's why when Granny had gone into town and you saw the storybook and you'd grabbed it and held it to your chest like you are now. What do you got there, Millie?
Just a book, Grandma. I know they're a little expensive, but do you think we could get this?
You make me a deal there. On your name, Mildred Connor, if I buy you that book, you ain't gonna be wandering no more.
There's the elated, the excitement to her expression as she realizes there's a chance, and then as she hears that, there's that telltale little dip to her posture. But she will begrudgingly nod her head. I'll be good, Grandma. I promise. I won't go off the property.
Buy you that book, you stay within property lines?
Yes, ma'am. Anything.
Give it here. And as the grocer is going through getting all the supplies needed for the house, she buys you the book. And you read it again and again and again. Going over those worlds and those stories. Being something. And that storybook turned into more. Ever so often getting a new story, a new world, and realizing you wanted to go out there. And so Lindy had taken and helped you get a position, some sort of secretarial course. And you left.
This is my first time being back since.
Been years.
This is her room, correct?
This is your grandmother's room. A room that you guys, as children, were told that you needed to ask before going in, before something bit you that shouldn't be biting you.
I believe in this moment kind of wanting to get at the back of her mind, there's always going to be that wanting more information for her research, but I think she also wants to learn more about Grandma in general and the life that her and her family have led, and there's got to be answers in this room. So I think she will take some time to search around, see if there's anything that catches her eye. Life.
The die?
Hmm?
You rolled a 5 on the die?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Millie, as you go up to your grandma's closet, the Reverend pops in. Tilly Mae says that she needs some help with the... Mildred, are you alright? What's going on?
Right.
Oh, sweetheart. And he pulls out a handkerchief, hands it over to you.
She'll quickly grab it. Thank you. I just. She's gonna dab her eyes and. Oh, I'm sorry. I need time.
Oh no, I completely understand. Why don't here, come on, let's go get you something to drink. That'll help. Something to steady your nerves. And he takes you out, back to the kitchen. Most of the casseroles are being consumed. It's starting to wind down a little. The chatter has calmed down to a hum. And now do you see Abe, who you know for a fact, living here with your grandmother, buys her moonshine. The good Reverend's always been something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Natty is looking at him. Very much looks at Kill and is like, you better not fucking go anywhere you're not supposed to.
I'm just getting her some tea.
Left cabinet.
Thank you.
Natty is again shuffling her cards and she pulls out 3 cards. One is a 4 of clubs. Speaks of reunion. She almost sucks her teeth, but instead just inhales on her cigarette. Next card is an 8 of hearts. And she hates what she reads there. Abandonment, letting go. And the last card that she pulls out represents that heartbreak, suffering. There's a odd sound that no one else can really place where it's coming from. Those who know Natty know it's coming from her. It's this real low rattle. Angrily, her hand slams onto the table and she picks up the cards and puts them back in the deck.
You missed a card, though, Natty. I mean, you pulled 3, but there's one still on the table in front of you.
There's a moment where she goes statue still, staring down at that card.
It looks like it probably was a joker at some point. Someone's painted on the front of it. And you can look at it and... Well, you used to play with the copperheads. And you can hear that rattle almost. But it goes away.
Grits her didn't bother looking at anyone at the table. She still can't believe that Daxton doesn't remember her. Shoves her cards into the little pocket of her dress. Damn near kicks her chair back before she gets up and makes her way to Grandma's room.
Oh, Natty, you helped set this up, so it's kind of weird that the closet door's open now.
Mm-hmm. Millie just came out of there. She immediately is like, well, ever the explorer.
But
She shuts the door behind her. And then we'll go over to the closet very quickly and just see if anything's been moved around.
Oh, Granny's trunk's still in there. Still got the lock on it. Doesn't look like any of her clothes have been moved around. It's that faint smell of rosemary and tobacco coming from her clothes.
There's a moment she's standing there holding on to the doorknob. She inhales deep. Her body starts to shake. She shuts the door and goes over to her grandmother, looking down at her body. She doesn't allow herself to cry loud enough that anyone can hear her. But it's just almost a choking sob. She not quite collapses, but falls to her knees and puts her forehead to Granny's hand. And she just, I can't do this. I can't do this without you. I can't fix this.
You're doing that. This is a conversation you've had before. But it was out on the porch. Granny with her pipe, and that sweet smell coming from it. Now, why is it you think you can't do this?
I don't understand this. Anything I've been able to do, it just, it happens when I need it, but I can't fix it. And I know you want me to. I want me to, but I can't control it. Whatever it is.
Well, first off, there ain't nothing to fix. You're not broken.
Holden thinks so.
Well, Holden thinks a lot of things. He's too hard on himself, too, so don't you be paying him no mind.
Sometimes I can smell it. See it coming like threads. And I can't make it better. I can't warn anyone. They just look at me like I'm crazy.
People are gonna say what people are gonna say, and you don't pay him no mind. You hear me?
Yes, Grandma.
You keep your head up. You have nothing to be ashamed about.
She nods and lifts her chin a little bit, kind of squaring her shoulders. I think she looks at Granny in that moment and just sees the way that she holds herself and tries to mimic that same strength.
Your grandmother's sitting in a rocking chair on the front porch with you. Like I said, she's smoking her pipe. Her head is leaned back. But it's like she's watching the whole house. Maybe the whole property.
She reaches out and puts her hand on her grandmother's hand. How do I see? Like you.
You don't want to see like me, child.
Well, it'll protect us. Just in case, you know?
We'll work on getting you some understanding. Because that's what's important. You gotta understand what the thing is. And when I say
Okay.
thing, I do not mean you.
All right.
What I say about keeping your head up.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you all see like me? You have to worry about it. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, you're gonna live forever.
Exactly. But we'll get you ready. So when the time comes, you know what to do.
Okay. You think one day everyone will be all right?
And I hope so. And I've done my damnedest to make sure that you are alright. All of you.
I think she believes her in this moment, in that way that kids do. And she just leans her head on her shoulder, looking out on the property, sort of imagining that she too can look at everything and keep this place safe.
Of that smell of rosemary and tobacco. In this room, you smell the deep earth. It's no longer a warm shoulder or in the cotton of your granny's blouse. It's her hand and it's cold. And it's all you can see.
She breaks just a little bit more because she's safe right now to do so. She wipes her face. And she just says, "Don't worry, Granny. I'm gonna hold my head up high. Make sure everything's okay."
Just hissed out.
Oh Lord, I think her heart stills. I think she just freezes for a moment. She knows that voice. She knows that feeling. And she knows she can't tell anybody. Because the only person she could tell is dead. She comes out of the room, same she went in, lingering anger.
So Holden, Tilly Mae, comes up to you, puts a hand on your shoulder.
What you want?
Everybody's getting restless.
Yeah, they all need to fucking leave.
You want me to kick them out?
Not yet. When I come out the room, then they all need to leave. Mona, Millie, Daxton, and Natty can stay on the porch.
You can tell them that. Jared's been asking me a bunch of questions about your Grammy for the news article. Yeah. I don't know what to tell
You
him.
tell him if he's man enough, he can ask me his question.
Every time he's tried to talk to you, he about pisses his pants, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But alright.
Well then. Then he didn't really want to know that bad now, did he? He just wanted to pester you, Tilly. Buzzing around like a goddamn gnat. And Holden will grab the rifle and walk into Granny's room. Shut the door behind him.
Starting to smell in here, Holden. It's not the sweet smell of death, it's just something. The room feels too small, too cold.
You hated Wakes, Granny. Remember when your friend, that old witch over there in Virginia, what was her name? Essie McGowan, I think. Remember when she died? You read her this poem. He didn't read it though. It said your mama who came over here from Ireland. She taught it to you. You taught it to me. Now I guess I'm telling it back to you, I guess. May the road rise to meet you, Belinda Connor. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and may the rain fall softly upon your fields until we meet again. And may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. Just squeeze her hand.
There's no response. Normally she'd tell you your cadence was off a little bit. Or that she's glad you remembered. But it's quiet.
Thinking about the road rising up to meet her, Holden's mind drifts back to the year 1901. Walking up that road as an 8-year-old boy. 'Cause you bet your damnedest that man that his mama hired to drive him from Barlow, Kentucky to the Prospect wouldn't come up the Hollow Road. So he walked for the better part of the evening. It's damn near dusk by the time he got to the front lawn, as it were. Just a small 8-year-old boy. Not really sure what had happened. What he'd done for his mama to get so sick of him that she'd send him all this way.
There's a giant mule just kind of standing there. There's candles lit all along the porch. And you see this woman standing there, shotgun in hand. Now you haven't crossed over the property line yet, into the yard. What are you doing on my lawn, boy?
Hi, are you Lindy Connor?
If you came out all this way, you damn know well I am.
I really don't.
Now who are you?
My mama's Natalie Connor. She said I was supposed to come here and stay.
Did she now?
Yeah. You don't gotta worry about me though. I think I got a job. They were having me put the hooks in the logs before they pull them up into the truck with the winch, and I'm real good with the hatchet. I can get the branches off too, and I think I know right abouts what I'm doing.
I'll give you this. Your story's better than the last 2 times you walked up my yard.
I've never walked up here before. I grew up in Barlow.
See this woman take a look at you as she walks down the steps, crossing the yard.
She was kind of strange.
Well, people say a lot of things, kid. Why don't you come on over here? Let me take a look at you.
Mama used to say, if you don't mind, it don't matter. I walk up to her and look her in the eye. Why are you so chilly, old lady?
Chilly. That's a new one. Kind of looks you over. Now, Holden, when you stepped onto the lawn, it felt warm, not uncomfortable. Like that summer breeze, like that feeling of safety and comfort. Like coming home. Have you done? Stupid girl. Oh,
I don't know if
stupid
she's
girl.
sending. I don't know if she's sending my brother by my daddy or not.
Come inside, Holden. Let's get you cleaned up.
You're strange. I didn't ever tell you my name. I mean, I'll just follow up behind her.
She takes you inside, gets you cleaned up, makes you a meal. Oh, you said you got a job?
Yeah, I like trees and the woods and things.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
we're
the-
gonna...
I think the trout are real funny creatures. They're like wolves, but in the water.
Now, what do you know about wolves, boy?
I just like them.
Well, don't mess with them too much. Get yourself in trouble.
Well, if some wolf comes running afoul up on me, I'll twist his ear and make him holler uncle.
Yeah, you are definitely one of mine.
Well, if you don't give an inch, they won't take a mile.
That's not the saying.
I'm sure it is.
Get you set up in your room and we'll deal with everything tomorrow.
Ain't you got no husband, old lady?
Let me get your bed ready. And she stands up.
Okay.
Gets your room all set up for you. Tucks you in. You're gonna stay here with me now. This is your home. Treat it as such.
All right. It's so empty. You ain't got no mabobs and things.
Oh.
I'll go get you one.
Good night.
Night, Nanny Lindy.
She pauses. and then shuts the door. And that was your first night with your grandmother. And this is your last.
I think Holden will reach up and remove the key that is on a small leather chain around his neck and hold it in his hand. I'm giving Addie the key to the bedroom. You don't wanted her to have it anyway. I know you took all these kids in because you never turned blood away. I understand why you did it, Nanny. I can't say I much care for any of them, but I'll look after them for you. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to old Harry, neither. An old stubborn son of a bitch. I got him new shoes on. He didn't really like that at all. Though I can say that fair here down from the prospect, Pete, he's got a passing skill with a hammer, I think. I can't cook shine like you, so don't even ask me to. But I ain't gonna sell the rest of what you got. Probably gonna drink a fair bit of it this evening, even though, you know, a few drops is enough to kill a mortal man, but we both know I ain't that. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to this place, Landy. I'll just tuck her hair behind her ear. I know you always hated when your hair was in your face.
Holden, with your ears, you hear the broom get knocked over.
Son of a bitch! And he'll put one in the chamber really quickly in the repeating rifle and come out the door.
Billy, you've been standing over with the good Reverend Abe as Jared's trying to ask him questions about, so like, how long you only been here like 10 years? Do you know when she was born? I can't find any records. I'm already in trouble for my next article being late.
You're a writer yourself.
Yes, I am. And as he stands up, his elbow knocks the broom over.
Natty fully hisses at him.
I got it. I see. It's.
No.
I'm sorry.
Don't touch it yourself.
Don't touch.
Yeah,
Don't. All right.
David would rise and try to block where he knows Holden's gonna come from at any moment.
I think the minute that she hears that sound, and goes, "You better start running."
And you see Tilly May. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I know the Connor family appreciates all the food, but it's getting late. The road's gonna get slippery, and I best be going. So y'all should too. And it's just happened to be standing in your way, Holden.
God damn it, Tilly.
Don't be cursing in front of your grandmama's wake like this. We're having such a nice, quiet evening without the sheriff. Yeah.
All right. Okay, everything's fine. And Holden will reach in his jacket and open a little silver case where there are several little white tablets. He'll pop one in his mouth and chew it up, swallow.
Do we really want to be doing that?
Good night, Tilly May.
Good night, Holden. Now, Mr. Ogden, if you would kindly escort me out. And Jared just kind of nods quickly, goes to, like, reach for the broom again, looks at Natty, pulls
He
his
bares her
hand
teeth
away
at him.
slowly. I'll be contacting you later if that's all right. Miss Connor, Mildred. I heard some bad. I'm gonna be going now between
You
the
best
looks
be.
that Natty and Holden are giving. The Reverend kind of puts his cup down. So doctor said he'd be coming by tomorrow night. For everything. Unless that's not what you want. I've got take her down to the churchyard. Look, I tried to tell him. I'm just warning you ahead of time.
You tell that damn doctor if he comes up here, he best wear his brown pants.
Now, as the good book says, love thy neighbor. And
A
he
good
takes a
thing he
flask
lives
out
down
of
the
his
holler.
Jacket and takes a sip. So I'm going to pretend I heard nothing of that. You all have a quiet evening.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you, Reverend.
Thank you, Reverend.
Go on,
Millie-
kid, Abe.
Millie would like to actually take that opportunity now to fix the broom herself.
Picked up the broom. Now, you have the house to yourselves. For the first time in a long time, all 5 of the Connor kids are home. And that is where we're going to take our break. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good time so far. I know we are. I'm so excited for the outtakes that are going to happen for our reels. So, we find the 5 children. No, grandchildren. But she raised you, so what's the difference? Of Belinda Connor. Who, after years separated, except for you, Natty and Holden, because you've been here together. Now, the Connor family is really good at keeping it together in front of people. For the most part, there's a reason that the jail cells are named the Connor Motel. As you all sit at the kitchen table, except for Millie, who's holding the broom, it's so quiet. I think it remains quiet for a while. Until the bong, bong, bong,
God damn it.
bong.
Nettie, I thought I told you to turn the damn clocks off.
She looks over at Holden, sort of venom in her eyes. And I think she thought she did.
Bad omen.
I shut them off, Holden.
Well, you
should've
damn
been
well
ready.
didn't. That's fine. Don't worry. I'll take care of it like you
Oh.
take care of the rest of it. God damn. And he'll walk
Oh.
over to the clock and flick the switch.
Now, Holden, when you do, clock is stopped.
Comes up right behind him and said, I told you. I shut them off.
Now, what this means, who's to say? But I'm gonna need you to take 1 XP, Natty, and give another one to one of the other players, because that's how it works in the Cypher system. When a GM, myself, intrudes upon a scene, I get to give you guys XP for complications.
I think that she rolls her eyes at Holden, and then turns back and sees Millie with the broom in her hand, and that's who she's going to give that XP to. Or I'm going to give the XP to. Millie.
I'll make a note.
Now, don't you go letting go of that damn broom, Mildred Connor.
Why would I? I don't think now's the time to be arguing, isn't it? I don't think Grammy would like that about us.
I'm not fucking arguing. I'm just telling you, don't let the damn thing go.
I got you.
Take a puff of cigarette. Sound pretty argumentative there, Holden.
Oh, does it, Belinda? Or whatever the hell you call yourself.
Beverly.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
One of them.
That's not your name. Your name's Ramona.
That's what goes
Oh.
up on the credits.
I like
Beverly.
it. It's alliteration.
Of course you do, David.
Who's David?
I know some stranger who walked up in here late.
I'm David.
No, you're Daxton.
We can end this conversation on the porch. Millie, sweep the damn house, please.
I got you. And yeah, Millie's gonna slightly timidly, but like there's like a skill there. Yeah.
All in one pile, then out the front door and off the porch here.
I know how to sweep, Holden.
And out
Well,
if you
you-
do, Millie.
14.
Well, you get to sweeping. As the other four Connors stand on the porch. In the breeze, the chair's rocking slightly.
Holden will take off his coat. He'll put it around Ramona's shoulders.
I don't believe Ramona needs anything around her shoulders. She's got a pristine mink coat.
It was cold. What can I say?
Natty goes over and stops the rocking chair from rocking. And she's gripping the top of the chair, where her knuckles are white.
So where you been? Either or both of you. Don't both of you get froggy and jump at once.
You know, you ask, but it sounds a little bit like an interrogation.
I just want to know where you been. Well, Natty and I have been taking care of Nanny and shoeing Harry and making sure the corners of the property are taken care of and trimming the grass and
Working, Holden. Working.
where you been?
All over.
Hmm.
My company sends me out and does business everywhere.
Oh, he's a company man. Oh, he's a company man. You hear that, Natty? He's a goddamn company man.
It's a good company.
Big fucking
and it's good
stepper.
work.
Natty,
Yes.
there's a chuckle in your ear.
She sucks her teeth. She does do that thing with her head. It's a sway, almost like a snake. She turns around and she looks at Daxton and Ramona, really taking them in, really looking at them, and seeing evidence of their new wealth. She squints.
You using anything that you have?
I think she's using her side, her special side.
Now, would you kindly, for our dear audience, detail that for me?
As in flavor?
You can do it as flavor, but also just like what the skill is itself.
Okay, got you. So, the sight that she has, it automatically allows her to perceive creatures and objects that are normally invisible, insubstantial or hidden via magic. When looking for things more conventionally hidden, that task is eased. Flavor-wise, it goes still. Now, her eyes, I've described, are nearly black. But I think the light from inside hits them just right, so you see that her pupils expand, but they take up the whole of her eye. Not the whites, but the, whole irises. And it just looks like staring into black pits.
You alright there, Natty? Seem a little squirrely.
Oh, no, sorry. As Beverly. Her name's Beverly now. Talks. Her words sound so sweet. And that coat she's wearing, it's tinged in black and soot. But it's not touching her. No, there's something else there. Surrounding your cousin.
It takes a moment for her to respond, but she does, and she says, "You look different, Beverly." But she does respond. She says, "Ramona, you're looking a little different."
What can I say?
Oh, it ain't got nothing to do with that ring on your finger now, do it?
Oh, this old thing.
And it is old. And nice. That costs about 3 years of your wages, Holden.
Nicer than your coat. And your coat's got to be about maybe $30 or more.
Around that ballpark, yeah.
That new career give you a silver tongue too, Beverly?
Well, you need one to get by, innit?
Oh, you just gotta be the meanest son of a bitch on the road.
Now, Holden. Takes one to know one, don't it?
Nah. You don't need to be nothing like me to know what I'm about.
Fair enough.
David, what did you roll?
7 on the die.
Where are your business cards? Which pocket?
That'd be left pocket of the vest itself. Outer pocket, so I could reach, so people could see me pull them out. No questions. I could go to some questionable places, so I don't need anybody thinking I'm reaching for anything untoward.
True. The amount of times a gun's been pulled on you is not 0. And Natty, when you look at David, which still he looks at you as though he's confused why you didn't leave with everybody else. You see these rectangular objects seeping darkness, almost like they're wrapping around David's heart.
A fancy job you got up there at that company. What was the cost?
Time. Same as every other job.
She starts muttering liar to herself. Not exactly hiding it, but it's almost like unconscious.
Now, I'm not going to be called a liar in my grandmother's house by some stranger.
In our grandmother's house.
It's a damn good thing we're on the porch, ain't it?
What happened to
No.
you?
Can't rightly say to somebody I don't hardly know.
And there ain't no need to be cruel.
Millie,
Who's being cruel?
you have swept the entirety of the den, all the bedrooms, and are now right outside the door, getting ready to sweep it out as the 4 of your cousins are standing right in front of it having this conversation.
Can I sweep it right at Daxton?
Make me a speed defense roll.
Me?
Mhm.
All right.
While it's happening, Ramona, wow, I'm getting confused. Beverly.
Home.
would
It's
say-
hard
I'm
to fall.
home,
You
right.
fall back in habits.
Beverly would say, stranger, now I remember cooking you both dinner, sitting at that table.
Maybe once or twice. Make no mistake, I remember you being around. But quite frankly, I'm not entirely sure why you're still here when every other guest has left. 5, by the way.
As you say what you have said, you find dirt covering the entirety of your suit.
That's my sister you're talking about, Daxton.
Millie Connor?
That's my sister, and that is your cousin. Now, what the fuck?
Y'all gonna make me go on and get the paddle, ain't you?
Try it.
Ever figure out where you got that scar?
That's funny
What?
that you should mention that, because when that dirt from your grandmother's house hits your back, your shoulder starts to throb.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Right shoulder. Teeth marks?
Fell asleep in the woods. Something took a chunk.
Wasn't the woods, it was your bed, and it was me.
Oh, do
I took a bite out of you. Took a right beating for it. But you got the scar.
Hear
I'm
it,
not gonna sit
David.
here and play these games.
You hear it in your head. You remember Granny screaming, "Nathera Connor, you get your teeth out of your cousin right this minute!" Oh, God damn it. David. David.
David, you have a job to do.
Look, I'm not here to mince words. I'm not here to play these games, alright? Hold, whenever you're ready, I need to talk to you. Alone.
There ain't nothing
Man
you
to
can say
man.
to me. There ain't nothing you can say to me that these 3 ladies can't hear.
As a head of the household for the Connor family, I don't
Sure.
think it pertains to anybody else here. Especially
Well,
not you. I'll look to
Well,
Millie.
I'm saying talk.
When he says that, I think her hand whips out and shoves into his pocket and pulls out the cards.
One of ours?
Echoes in your head. Do you keep holding on to the cards?
She, the briefest moment, looks at the cards, probably sees whatever's embossed on it, and drops it like it burned her.
Can I pick it up? I'd like
I
to
would
pick it
step
up.
in front.
Now that's about just goddamn enough.
Stupid, you fucking stupid.
Nanny's still in there laying in her damn bed, and we're gonna act like we fucking like each other until we put her in the ground. Do I need to make myself any clearer?
No,
No.
Holden,
Hold your
I'm
fucking
inclined to
breath.
agree.
Crystal clear, Mr. Connor. And I'll reach down and grab my cards.
So, talk, Mr. Miller.
I think he hesitates.
Looking down at those cards, David. David Miller. Barrow and Lock Mining Combine.
I got damn near all night, but I think we'd all like to bust into that Bananas Foster moonshine that Nanny's so fond of. So if we can get to getting old son, I think now's the time.
As he scoops up the cards, he'll probably just mutter to himself that he has a job to do. And tuck them back in his pocket. And Holden, I'm not sure what you plan to do to keep this place up and running, to keep everything smooth. But I have a proposition for you.
Go on in.
A good chunk of this land is very interesting to my employer. Now, I'm not sure if you know how far the property line goes.
I'm a
it's quite-
surveyor, Daxton. That's what I do for a living.
Well, then you know it's quite the obstruction to everyone else who's already sold.
Jackson, what are you
Alright.
getting at?
Well, let the man talk, Millie. Let the man talk. He's on a roll here. We'll get to that.
Would like to use fast talk.
Could you, please, detail what that is?
Absolutely. Fast talk is an ability. It costs one intellect point. When speak with an intelligent creature who can understand you, it isn't hostile. Gives the creature to take one reasonable action in the next round. A reasonable action must be agreed upon by the GM. It should not put the character or its allies in obvious danger, or be wildly out of character action. I'm just using this so I don't get punched or shot.
So before Holden becomes hostile, or
Yeah.
is Holden currently hostile? This is an important distinction.
Not currently hostile.
Okay. And what is the cost of that?
One intellect point.
All right, reduce your pool by 1.
Copy.
And what is your action?
I will tell Holden. Now, this family's always struggled a bit. Always had some trouble getting by. We've always had just enough, and I think that that's fine and dandy, but with the recent happenings, I think it's time that we make steps to do a little more than just get by. My employer is prepared to offer you a large sum of money for this property. It would be taken care of, be watched after, looked after. I would look over the account personally. And you would receive, as I said, a large sum of money. Do with as you please. You could stop living in a shack. You could buy yourself a new home. You can find a new place and move up. Or just live peacefully. As you deserve, Holden.
You think my life ain't peaceful? I did a damn lot of fighting to get back to peace, son.
I don't remember you being much at peace when you came back.
Well, I don't think that's neither here nor there. Because you've been gone for a while. I might have found peace for myself, old son.
Dodging off those tablets you haven't.
Don't you worry yourself about my tablets, David Miller.
Must cost an extra lot of money for that kind of medicine.
I'm sorry. I need to ask everyone in attendance a question. Just a moment. Did y'all ever think that Nanny didn't have no money? Did y'all labor under such delusion?
Nanny always provided for us. I don't think, I never thought ill, I never thought poor of her. Be it monetary or heart or passion. So no.
Now,
Nanny-
Beverly, they keep saying just enough, just enough. And you remember, when you're 15 years old, this older gentleman that you met telling you, well, funny thing here, Miss Connors, I got just enough for what you need.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I here's the thing. You do me a solid.
Of course,
One day.
anything. Yeah, anything.
All right. Now we got to shake on it. That's how deals work now. You best get used to it when you're making all that money out there in Hollywood.
I think she'd hesitate because he's over the property line.
Oh, he is not.
Oh, he's not.
Oh, no, he is. He's on the other side.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah,
not
yeah.
crossed. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
but
Correct.
My wording. She'd hesitate because he's not within the property, but she'd shake it.
Well, let me get you a ride there into town for you to meet with your cousin. Can't be traveling alone. It ain't safe for someone your age.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome, young lady.
I think she's got that. Beverly has that 1,000-yard stare. Sucking on a cigarette. Just kind of checked out.
Now, Nanny had money. Just because she wasn't big on spending it didn't mean she didn't have it. And Daxton, I've been working longer than you've been alive. I got money.
You think I'm gonna believe that you got a couple thousand, squared away in that shack of yours?
You'd know if you ever came and sat with me now, wouldn't you?
I know you well enough to know that you won't be wanting to touch Nana's money.
Who's trying to buy my nanny's land?
Reach into my pocket. And a card to hold him.
Take it and look at it.
David Miller of Barwonlock Mining Combine. Established Pennsylvania, 1800s.
Daxton.
David.
No, I ain't talking to David right now. I'm talking to Daxton. Because if I was talking to David, I'd just shoot you. But I got a problem with killing Ken. And I don't much plan on looking the other way and pulling the trigger tonight. It upset Nana a great deal, and I don't want that. You're really working for the people what burnt my daddy and my brother alive.
They've taken precautions since then.
Taking precautions. They always take precautions. How many
It's a
kids
good
still
company.
fucking die?
It's a good company.
You came
Why don't you-
here fully knowing that she was dead. Willing to take our home and feed it to those monsters.
This is a family matter.
I am family.
She can speak. She's welcome. She's more welcome at this table than the three lot of you are.
Well, then
At
you better
that-
get your gun ready, Mr. Connor, because my name is David Miller when I do business.
Oh, you don't want to meet the end of my. You don't want to meet the end of my gun, son. Most men don't live to see another moment.
So you came here on business and not because Grammy died.
It's
Not
the only
because-
way I could come, Millie. You think they know I'm a part of this? You
need to
think they
quit that
know?
job. You need to quit
Why
that
don't
job,
they?
son.
No, I want to know. Why don't they know who you really are, Daxton? Are
Who's
you
gonna let a
ashamed of us?
Connor- Who's going to let a Connor do business?
Hey, Natty.
Yes.
You've been working with Granny for a long time. You know she did things. This is the dozenth time Daxton has said he don't remember you.
I think on her face, it's all rage, spitting mad. Her heart is breaking. She, yes, gave him that scar, but she also remembers him teaching her things, teaching her how to fish, and because he learned it from Holden. Holden rightly don't want her around, so she learned it from him. Nights when thunderstorms would scare her. Daxton was the one to say, it's going to be okay, it's just a storm. Would tell her a story to make her calm down, fall asleep. I think her eyes start to water. She goes, I'm gonna go get some moonshine. I can't handle any of y'all right now. And she'll slip to where Grammy keeps the moonshine.
Did I do?
In the cellar.
Yeah, in the cellar.
with all the things she's canned, as well as some of the things she didn't want around the house.
So you changed your name and your background. That I didn't even have to do that.
Is that right, Ms. Brandt?
I chose to change my name. Something a little more appropriate, Hollywood.
Oh, don't make no mistake. I'm not judging you. Beverly Brandt's a good name. The alliteration will keep people remembering you.
Exactly. But I didn't have to lie about who I was.
No one's
I
gonna
found
do
it
this with
endearing.
Connor.
I work for the Bureau of Land Management. You asked who would let a Connor do business?
Only
So
people.
tomorrow you call them people and you quit that job and you come work with me. That's what you're
I
gonna
don't
do.
report to you, Mr. Connor.
Do you want to report to the grave?
You want to take the shot?
Oh, I don't need to shoot you.
What happened to you, Daxton?
My name is David.
You started working with them, you already put one foot in the grave, son. I just gotta not reach out and grab your hand before you fall. You done did it to yourself.
I'm not here to discuss my background. Anything I've done since I've left, I'm here to discuss business.
What you're telling me right now, and I need you to hear this, boy. You'd make old Nanny cry.
I think she would understand. And I think she'd see the opportunity that I have for her.
Oh, she'd understand, and that's why she'd be crying, old son. But the answer is no. There ain't no amount of money that could get me to part with this place.
Well, you say then.
And you go on and tell Barrow and Locke that they can send as many people up that road as they want to pay for funerals.
Holden, they're gonna have this land.
And I'm gonna have their
figured you'd
fucking
want a
hearts.
deal. I figured you'd want to deal with me than some random suit.
I am dealing with you. I'm telling you is, they send anyone who is not you up that road into this holler, and I'll roll a corpse down the mountain.
Looks like I'll be extending my stay then.
Fine. And you best quit saying some cruel shit to Natty before I gotta tan your hide.
Yeah, what's that all about, David?
How can you not remember?
This is a game we play. I know I've been gone for some time, but this isn't funny.
Do we look like we're laughing?
Not much laughing goes on between the four of us. No.
You say that, David. But you remember, y'all grew up together. Well, you and Millie and Ramona. Holden was already grown by the time you all lost your parents. One by one. And that dining room in there had enough room for all of you and Granny. And Natty. And your shoulder keeps throbbing. And you start to feel sick.
Excuse me, I need to get some water.
Oh, do you go to get some water from inside?
I do.
At the sink, There's pitchers of water that Granny kept, tea, different herbs hanging around the kitchen, the smell filling the room. There's also bottles. And as you pour your water and drink it, one of them looks so familiar. You used to have to take it. Because sometimes you'd get bit. And it tasted foul, but it always made you feel better. Something about poison. Your little copperhead. Head starting to pound.
I'll go back into the dining room and take a seat. Let this pass.
Now, what are the rest of you doing out on the porch?
Millie just stood there silently as Daxton went back into the house before kind of turning an awkward smile towards looking to Holden first, to kind of gauge his reaction, then to Beverly, and then lingering on Nat.
Nat is in the cellar.
Or
No,
Nat.
not
Oh,
like-
yeah. Right. That's not bad.
Holden's gonna sit down in Nana Lindy's rocking chair, puffing his pipe. So how long you been married, Mona?
Oh, about 4 years.
Another secret Nana kept for you, I imagine.
I didn't ask her to keep it a secret.
Well, that's just that little secret language the two of you had, that wasn't it?
I remember it fondly.
What about you, Mildred? Got a man in your life?
No, not quite anything along those lines. I like to keep to my books. I got stuff that I'm working on that's just taking my time away from me.
Sure, there's some kind of man what draft dodged that's into that.
I don't. Do you have something that you want to say to me, Holden?
I just don't get it.
I mean, I
That's
can.
all. I don't mean no offense by it. And if you take an offense, well, I'd turn the mirror on yourself then, sister.
There's good things that come from book learning, Holden. You should try it. Try.
I read one book. It was fine. I don't feel a need to do it again.
But there's different varieties, different genres that you can approach. They can open your mind, like Grandma's stories.
I prefer to be the kind of man what other men write books about. You understand? I didn't survive Belial Wood to sit here and write words on a page. Or read them. That's for other men who ain't got the gall to be the kind of man who, you write a book about.
Would you like a book written about you, Holden?
No. I done some shit that'll make your toes curl and your spirit come out your mouth. I don't ever want nobody to think about me long enough to write no goddamn book.
In the cellar, Natty. Now, you know that Grandma Lindy kept her still down by the creek. But in here, The law would love to get their hands on all this. On the shelves of moonshine and tinctures that she's got stored down here. Now, your grandma wasn't one for labeling. She knew where everything was, and everything had its place. So what do you grab?
I think her hands are shaking still from what happened out on the porch. And she, like Granny, don't really subscribe to Christian God. But I think she's praying to Nanny. Give me fucking strength. And she's looking and trying to decipher by coloring what is a tincture and what is the shine.
Now, what kind of skills do you have for that? Because right now, that's sitting at a 4.
Yeah. So I do have searching. I'm trained in that. Searching.
Perfect.
Yes.
So that make it a 3.
Right. I just roll this d20 and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Let me know if you get over 9.
It's an 18.
18!
18 on a die.
So, with that, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be combat, but once again, please be kind. Haven't played the cipher system for this particular game. You get a minor effect.
Oh shit. All right.
So as you're looking at these, you're still a little rattled by what you saw. It's strange looking at Beverly. It kind of reminds you of the way Grammy used to bind things. And that darkness seeping in. And your hand just moves to one of the jars. It's a little bit paler, but it's also almost got this green tint to it. And holding it in your hands, it makes your whole arm feel warm until it reaches your chest.
She takes it. I think she clutches it. Not just because of that feeling, but it's, something Granny made. And I think at first she thought, if I gotta wrestle my cousin to get that jacket off of her, steal Daxon's cards to save them, she would.
That's the
But
thing,
perhaps-
Natty. It's like whatever is going on with that coat, whatever's touching Beverly can't get through it.
Fuck. She says out loud, she's gonna trust that warmth that she feels coming from this. Composes herself. Comes back up the stairs. Says, right, well, start with this. If it don't knock us on our asses, then, well, there's more downstairs. And she'll place the jar on the dining table, almost ignoring David's presence. Mostly to avoid yelling at him. And then she'll go over to sort of the main kitchen area and grab a couple glasses. Bring it over and says, why don't you all come out from outside? Come on in and have a drink.
Don't gotta ask me twice. I'd step in.
Drink sounds mighty fine right about now.
So,
Holden
do you all?
was gonna linger on the porch for a moment and try and take a look up at the sky and figure out what time of the month it is.
Holden. The moon's waxing, Holden. It's 3/4 of the way there to when it's round and full. And you can see the entirety of Lindy's property. Breeze blows the smoke all around you as you stare at the moon, and well, you have a feeling it's staring right back.
He'll grab one of the casseroles, sit it on the windowsill, and come inside.
You all sit at your grandmother's table, surrounded by her things, because this house is full of things now. Memories. It feels a little bit emptier, but it's still home. And it's weird how being gone so long, it feels like it should just be a place. But this is where you were safe and cared for. Somewhere you could always come back to.
After a few moments, Natty will open it up, start pouring everybody a healthy, substantial amount of drink. Her cigarette still in her lips. And I think she relights it. And there's just the slightest tremor in her hands as she inhales.
And that sweet smoke fills the air, calming and comforting. It used to come out of the pipe that Holden's been hanging on to. Grammy's sitting on the porch smoking. And now it's just you, the five of you. Your childhood home.
Holden will hold his glass up. Say, of all the money that e'er I had, I've spent it in good company. And of all the harm, whate'er I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me this parting glass. Good night, and joy be with you all. He will drink his drink.
I'll raise my glass, acknowledging, and drink.
Millie will also raise her glass and just add to Grammy.
David, do you drink?
I don't know that David immediately does so. I think he kind of holds on for a second just to weigh the choice, given how he's feeling, and then after a moment he'll down it in one gulp.
I also think that makes the most sense. You are an upstanding company man, and prohibition has been in effect these past 12 years. Natty?
Natty drinks. She drinks deep.
So you all drink. This overwhelming sense of calm comes over you. David, you start to choke. So do you, Beverly.
Beverly, what's happening?
Natty puts her hand on Millie's shoulder to stop her from moving, and she is watching them.
After a moment, Beverly, it stops. And you feel lighter than you have. Wait, when was there so much pressure around you? When did that start happening? Has it always been there?
After, is Daxton still
Daxton is still choking. It's gonna be a minute.
all right?
Please roll me a might defense.
Natty.
Oh no.
Just since Natty is like holding Millie down and holding her shoulder, what's going on?
Cleansing. And her grip tightens on Millie's shoulder as she watches.
What'd you roll there, David?
Now, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I got a natural 20.
So, David, all those feelings that you've been pushing down, that you've been holding in, coalesce into this thick, coal-like substance that comes out of your mouth. Now I'm gonna need you to take 2 damage, which means take 2 out of your might pool.
Copy.
What in the?
And how dare you forget your little cousin?
Natty, what the hell's wrong with you?
So what's wrong with you?
Of all the
fixed
dirty
it.
shit you've done, messing
All
with
the
her
dirty-
shine is something different.
All the dirty shit you done just apparently came straight at your gob.
Does anybody want to explain what just happened?
I've seen
Natty
stranger.
smiles. Natty smiles. She gets up, she runs out, not runs, but walks quickly over to Daxton, and she hugs him. She says, "Don't worry. We're gonna get you right. You too, Bev."
Natty, why don't you get that shit out of Nanny's house? He'll just nod his head towards the black coal looking shit on the floor.
Yeah, she'll grab a like a hand towel or something like that, and we'll scoop it up. And she's going.
Where do you grab it
to-
from? Do you grab it from the drawer?
Yes, yeah. I imagine Granny has all her hand towels and whatnot in a drawer, so she'll take one.
Okay.
Lord, she'll shut that drawer, and pick it up.
I do think as Natty moves around holding the key that he's been holding in his other hand since he was in Granny's room, he's just gonna reach out and put his hand in Natty's hand and open his palm.
She stops, looks down to see what's in his hand.
It's a key to Nanny's bedroom. She'd wanted you to have it.
Millie's perking up at that a little bit.
Don't
Yeah,
say
alright.
nothing. Just get that shit out of the house, please.
She bites the inside of her mouth like she wants to say something, but she will take the key, put it in her pocket, and then take whatever the fuck was in Daxton out of the fucking house.
It's like the kitchen towel itself just sucked in what was on the table. There's no stain of where it was.
She blinks like, right. Put pin in that, and then we'll proceed to walk out the house. Granny Lackley, in her teachings, taught her how to dispose of darkness, and so I think she follows that to the letter.
One of the candles that got left out. You take that. You head over to the bowl that's sitting by Granny's rocking chair. You drop it in. Place the flame against it. It goes up. Goes up so quick.
She grins a little. And then she says, "You're not gonna get them."
We'll see, child.
Clenches her jaw. I think there's a little shifting of the bone that is like unnatural there. It's not something she's conscious of. It happens. I think she delivers sort of a mental fuck you before returning to the house.
Now, David's a company man. Beverly's some kind of married actress. I assume you do something with books, Mildred?
I am a librarian of sorts. I also fancy myself a bit of a researcher, a traveling one at that. I go out every so often and gather some notes and the like for the library and for my own personal projects as well.
Getting
Yeah.
old before your time. You sound like one of them ladies down at the genealogy club down there in the Prospect.
Okay. Thank you.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I got old before my time too.
I just like reading, and you know I'm always one for finding out things, solving them mysteries and mythologies and geography and exploration, and all that's always been fascinating to me. And I'm trying to work on writing my own book. So yeah.
Book about what?
I mean, just book about my experiences, my life, a little bit. May not be super interesting, but I'm sure everybody's got to find their own readers, right?
Hey, is she lying? Is she being deceitful to me?
While
No.
this is happening, meanwhile, while everyone's been talking and shit's going up in flames outside, Beverly takes a moment in this lightness and then pours herself another.
You awful brave, Mona. Yes, I don't know about you, but that's enough for me.
She feels good.
Pour another round. If one of us is drinking, we're all drinking until y'all fall.
Like hell.
Yes, please. I would like another.
Now, David, I done told you, you're calling Barrow and Lock up on the phone down there at the Prospect tomorrow, and you're quitting, and you're coming to work with me at the BLM.
Like hell.
Now, David, here's the thing. You feel better. When did your chest feel so tight? When did you stop feeling things? It was so easy to lie to Ulysses. So easy.
It's a whole other conversation, Holden. We can have that after.
It'll be just like when I used to take you out in the woods when you was a boy.
I hope not.
Listen, it ain't my fault you done wiped your ass with poison ivy. You did that all on your goddamn lonesome.
You said to pick a leaf.
I did, and I said, leaves of 3, leave them be. I said it, and you goddamn well heard me.
Pour another.
I'll get you on my survey team.
David, do you drink it?
I think he's real tentative about it. I think he might sip little bit and see if anything crazy happens.
Definitely your granny's moonshine that you all used to sneak. It tastes like herbs, some sort of fruit. There's a bit of a burn in your lungs. But you're fine. Now, Beverly, you drink it, and your whole body feels like it's glowing.
It feels good.
Your coat's starting to get a little warm, though.
Might shrug it off. Kind of not let it touch the ground, but shrug it off.
I mean, it was a gift.
Right. Can't let a gift get dirty after all. It wouldn't be polite.
No, it wouldn't.
I got some toot out in the shed if anybody's...
Not you still doing too old.
Listen, I work long hours, and I work out there by my damn self.
Mixed with everything else you're taking, that can't be good for you.
I didn't come back here from France to have you go on and telling me what's good for me and what's not.
I seen what it's done to people out there, Hold.
You
They
for
ain't me.
sure have, Beverly. I mean, with the circles you run in and that your husband runs in. You've seen some things.
Yeah.
Now, Millie, do you have any sort of skills in deception?
When it comes to crafting a narrative of sorts,
So,
yeah.
like when you told your boss that you were going to go head out and, do some research on local Kentucky lore. And spun a whole thing where she's expecting reports back for the Kentucky Public Library.
Correct.
That went smooth. This is your sister.
Yeah.
Natty, roll me some intellect.
All right.
Now, do you have anything that would help you?
Oh Lord. Jesus. Now, I guess tell me if this would apply. So I have Superb Explorer. It basically says that I'm trained to be good at searching, listening, climbing, balancing, jumping tasks.
I don't think that would count for intellect.
Okay, because I'm listening to how she's saying what she's doing, But if it does not apply, then no, I don't have any special things to help me out here.
Not to say I have a bonus and then shoot myself in the foot at the exact same time, but I also have what's the inability when it comes to charming or social interaction.
Never mind. She's saying parts of the truth, but there's a nice slice carved out, like when she used to steal pieces of Grandma's apple stack cake and say that it was probably the fairies.
Ooh, Lord. Yeah, I think she's looking at Millie.
You're definitely getting the side eye a little bit. She's like sipping the shine a little bit, doing the.
And I think she says, "Fairies take part of your story too, Millie."
She chokes a little bit just from getting caught. Just a little bit of a. Natty, maybe we should catch up soon. Talk and just the two of us, like we used to.
I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna say this loud enough for everybody to hear. I might have gave you the key, Natty Connor, but I don't want nobody in Nana's room until we get her buried.
Now, of course, we keep the traditions, as Granny would have wanted.
Now, leads me to my next point. Listen, children, I'm 39 years old. There ain't never been a man in the Connor family what made it past 40. So we're gonna get some shit in order. We're gonna go through some old papers. We're gonna make sure the line of succession is quite clear. But we're gonna have to do all that after I'm gone for a few days. I got some business what I gotta take care of. I work for a few weeks at a time. And then I come home. So I'm gonna need y'all. One, make sure Harry gets fed. Sure he gets out for a little bit. Get some work in him. I don't know, have him till the fucking garden or something, I don't know. And y'all be kind to one another or I'm gonna have to get Nanny's paddle out when I get home. And if y'all think you ain't too big for me to paddle you, you're dead ass wrong.
It's a speech that Holden has given you. At this point, thousands of times. Usually, Grammy would interrupt him.
Maddie rolls her eyes fully. Just like, okay, Holden. But she does fixate on Millie and says, well, I've got your old room. Ain't nothing changing there. You all do.
Natty, if they done got themselves someplace else to stay, they should be liable to stay there if they done spent good money on it. Ain't no use pressuring them to stay here.
I'd like to stay here. I've been gone long enough.
Damn right, yeah.
I'll stay. Take another sip.
Her eyes pin David.
I will also look at David. Just like,
Same.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're feeling great, Beverly. Oh man, this feels so nice. I bet you could take on the world right now.
ooh, I bet if I got on stage at this point.
You would blow them away.
I ain't half lit enough not to be able to drive you into town if you got someplace to stay, David.
I seen you take 2 glasses and whatever them pills are. I think I'll stay right here.
Suit yourself.
Granny would want us together.
I'm inclined to agree.
Well, once we finish this jar, I'm headed back to my house. So
You still
And-
living in that shack?
call it a shack again.
Shack.
It's barely a house, Holden.
It's a house. I built the damn fireplace. I put in the goddamn stove. It's a house.
It's a
Have
fire
you-
hazard is what it is.
I was about to say,
Have you expanded upon it since last time we were here?
You can damn well see it from the window, Millie.
I'm gonna look out that goddamn window.
It has not changed a bit.
Just
And-
like Holden.
And there stands Holden's shack, the converted woodshed that is now his home. The
Not enough
roof's
for
a little
me.
crooked, but he was young.
Fine enough for me, and it's warm at night, and it keeps the breeze off me. It's a house.
It's
It's
got some
not.
sort of romantic charm about it.
Don't lie to
Some-
him.
Nettie, something pulls at the back of your head. There's this feeling. Footsteps.
He twitches, and her head turns in the direction that she heard those sounds.
Oh, it's a feeling. It's not a sound.
Okay, it's okay. Yeah, she twitches. For tonight, Holden. Just for tonight. Stay here. Please.
Damn it, Nathera. It's a 38-step walk from the back door.
Please.
Maybe
She's
there's some-
looking at him with
All right, but I
earnest.
ain't tucking none of y'all in. Y'all gotta take care of your damn selves.
We're all adults, and you ain't ever tucked us in.
Maybe there's
think you
something
got a
about
fuzzy, I think you got some fuzzy memory there, Nathera Connor.
You certainly didn't tuck me in.
Well,
You might have bit him one too many times.
Push,
Careful
Nettie.
now, David. I might bite you again. Was that?
There's another push, Nettie.
Shit.
Now you never had to deal with the wards.
All right. I got something I need to do. I'll be right back.
I know Natty. I as much as I think I know Natty from when we grew up. Do I notice anything about her demeanor with this?
I mean, she
Anything?
twitched. She full on looked around.
I'm gonna follow her.
Squirrely again, Natty.
Not all of us can be prim and pose like you, darling. And she's like very like she looks nervous. An awareness has come over her that like has her tense. She stands up and she Granny taught her about the wards, sort of the things that would be required. She disappears into her room, and what they don't see is her stick her hand under her pillow and pull out her knife. Got a bone handle. Blade is dark, black. It looks like it was burned, but not burned. It's like the metal itself is black. She tucks that into her pocket, comes out, starts getting the other things needed, herbs and such that Granny had set up, enough to handle what's going on out there. And she says, don't wait for me. Go on, drink, enjoy yourselves. And she heads out.
I'm full on following her.
Holden will
Like
just
from a
call
little bit of-
after Millie. Grabbed a gun. It's in the drawer beside the door.
Understood. She will.
As the three of you continue to drink, Natty, Millie, you head outside. You don't see anything out on the porch. But you see, towards the end of the road, where Holden was all those years ago, something sitting.
Natty
You get closer.
nearly stops breathing, but she keeps moving. She doesn't cross the line. She doesn't cross the boundaries. She does get closer.
Natty, what is that?
I don't know. Hold on now.
What you see before you looks almost like a cat, just a little bit too big. And it's sitting, and it's sticking its paw out again, and you feel it, just that slight push. And then it steps over and sits down. Its fur is tan, almost black. It's almost tortoiseshell, like the ears are just a bit too tufted.
Does this ring any bells from Grammy stories?
I need you to roll me a die. Difficulty. How much did you listen to Granny's stories?
I rolled a 19, by the way.
Well, fuck me sideways. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Granny used to tell the story of things that look like animals that aren't. And as you look at it,
Well, hello there. I've never gotten this far.
I'm pulling the gun up immediately. That thing just actually talked, Natty. That thing just actually talked to us.
Yes, it did, and it don't belong here. Go on.
I came to pay my respects. And to ask for what's mine. Youngest daughter of the Connor clan.
Her heart stills.
Hale
are you?
twitches back and forth. Now, Millie, with your roll, there is a almost collar around its neck made of twine.
Who do you belong to?
I belong to no one and I belong to myself.
Who are you?
I don't know. But I'd like to.
Does this feel threatening?
You'd have to ask Natty.
Natty is frozen to the spot. I think if Millie were to touch her, she would feel ice cold. When I'm looking at this thing, sounds nice, but is it nice? And I'm looking at it to understand its.
Are you trying to
intention.
understand what's going on with this thing? Roll. Roll.
Cool.
You hear the gun cock, though, Holden, especially with how close it is for you.
19 on the die.
This thing is covered in the green. There's something in the middle, though, that just... It's like someone tried to shove something inside this being.
Natty's whole body changes. Living with the Connors, she learned how to move like a person. In this moment, she reverts. And I think Millie is especially familiar with this. She lowers herself down. And I think even in the way that her shoulders roll back, there's something animalistic about it. And she reaches a hand forward as if she's going to allow this cat to smell her.
Think
Its head
Holden.
goes down and it does reach out to sniff you. And I'm gonna see what Holden does before you get to hear what it says.
we'll grab the rifle. There's already one in the chamber. And he'll push open the front door with his shoulder. And he'll just holler out. Now, who's out there stumbling around in the dark?
I think Natty can't hear him. Her senses are muffled right now as she reaches for this cat. That's not a cat.
Considering Grammy's stories are in front of her in the flesh right now, I think Millie, wide-eyed, is going to say, hold, not taking her eyes off of what's going on. She's just going to say, Holden, I think we need you here right now.
Hello, cursed sister.
Holden will fix bayonet and run.
Addie starts to, she's unaware, but she's starting to hyperventilate.
I was promised by the death of Belinda Connor that I would be released.
No, nothing about that.
Oh, are you running for this thing?
He's not immediately going to go for it. If he heard what was just said there, he'll kind of skid to a stop.
Yeah, this cat's talking.
He'll just look down at it.
You
Very
all
nice.
could hear it.
Yeah, I'm at the doorway watching what's happening.
I don't give a good goddamn what you promised, because ain't nobody here was the one what did the promising. Now, I don't know what kind of booger you are coming across this line, but you need to go on and get going. Right now.
You using your skills.
Sure is. And my training in the threats. Which is on the might pool.
Beverly, how close are you?
Sorry. I think Beverly is in the doorway, but she takes a step out onto the porch.
All right, roll me. I believe it's might for you. Okay, roll me that. It is a difficulty. With your training, it was a 4. So now it's a 3.
I think while that's happening, Millie, still keeping her eyes on the situation, is going to kind of like kneel and get closer to Natty. Just seeing the hyperventilating and just trying to make sure that her sister's okay.
Because Millie is so close, she can see the shifting of... It's not quite bone. It's not. She's not turning into anything, nothing like that. But sort of, she's reverting. It's almost like before your eyes, she's turning into that little girl that you found in the woods, and her eyes are wide.
I think in that realization, has anything like this in the years that we grew up together ever happened before? Like after the fact.
There were times when people would come to the property line and ask for your grandmother. Nothing like this has happened for the 4 of you. Now, Holden, you've seen some things that have come to ask Granny for help. And there were a couple times you saw what Grammy did to them. But sometimes she helped. You don't remember this one.
I did roll a 10.
10, yep. With a 3, that beats difficulty. All the hair on this bean's body raises as it hisses.
I was promised.
As it starts to back away.
And you wasn't promised by nobody here, so get your damn ass down the mountain. You booger, you hain't. Make me come after you with an iron cudgel. I'll chase you all the way down the mountain if I gots to. Go on, get!
I ain't the only one coming for my debt, and I will remember this.
Remember it when you're between my teeth, you cattywampus.
And it runs.
Goddamn thing.
Millie is hugging Natty at this point, trying to just calm her down.
Now go on and get inside.
David, how are you doing over there?
Can I? It's gone now. But could I, with a skill in understanding magic, roll to understand
Absolutely.
what the creature was?
It was difficulty 4. And now it's wild, David. Your Grammy had the gift. Your Grammy did working, so she taught Natty. How'd you forget that?
I don't rightly know. That it would be a 12.
Something bound this creature. That is something that's not supposed to be, and yet is.
I think as it leaves, Millie, who's closest, it's almost like her breath leaves with it, you know, in that hyperventilating and in that panic. And all she can hear in her head is cursed. Her hands are shaking. She's crying. She gets up and she has to fix it. So she goes and she starts to go to where Granny pointed out the wards being. And knows, like, I gotta get this done tonight. She's gonna
Wards are
start trying to
there,
read.
Natty. You did them right. Did everything right.
She's wheezing breath.
Go on, get
There's
inside the damn house.
Her head snaps up to Holden, and for just a minute, her face doesn't look right.
I think in that
She
same
swallows.
respect, as Holden looks back towards Natty, his eyes have the eye shine of a nocturnal predator for a moment.
Think to everyone else, there's something that almost passes between them. Sort of, two predators looking at each other. And then she remembers herself. Remembers who she is, who Granny says she is. She collects herself, starts heading back towards the house, but as she's heading back, she's whispering, "There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you." And gets back into the house.
If David catches that, I think he might stop you.
All right.
Just take your hand. You don't need to be paying any mind to creatures that shouldn't be anyway.
Her
You're doing
face
just
is
fine.
tear-streaked. And you feel how icy cold her hands are. And then I think you really look at her face and you see she is scared.
You're gonna be alright.
Yeah. I'm gonna be alright. She holds her head a bit higher and walks into the house and sits down and immediately pours herself a drink and chugs that shit.
The whole told everybody to get inside. Beverly, you were inside pretty much. You were on the porch.
Yeah, on the porch.
I was over on the porch. Millie, do you go inside?
Millie is sticking to Natty.
Okay.
At a distance, letting her have her time and her space, but she wants to
Oh.
know that she's there.
4 of you go in. Holden, what are you doing? As you feel that itch run across your skin.
Holden no Marcus territory the way large predatory animals do.
So you're going to the edge of the property line?
Yeah.
So, with that, Holden, as you're marking your territory, right across the border. You didn't notice it at first, but that log's wearing a suit.
Go on, get back to where you came from.
There's no movement, no breathing, it's just lying on the ground. And as you take a step closer, you see Gerard Ogden, deader than a doornail, face down in the mud. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll catch you next time.